thanks to God when I don't have enough, 'cause He's more than enough, and He knows what I need, so I'll give thanks to God when I don't have enough, 'cause He's more than enough, and He knows what I need. So I'll give thanks to God when I don't have enough, 'cause He's more than enough, and He knows what I need. So I'll give thanks to God when I don't have enough, 'cause He's more than enough, and He knows what I need.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. This is Women in Waiting 23, and I am your host, Shirley Mitchell Beaumont. I was born to tour. And every time I say that, I just have to smile from cheek to cheek because it's just amazing how God, gives you these unique gifts and abilities. And I am grateful that though it's simple, it's unique, and it fits me. It suits who I am. I was born to talk. And, of course, for those of you who don't know, Women in Waiting 23 was launched on the 30th of April. And we feature women of all walks of life sharing their journey of waiting, that process. And so this evening, it's a great honor and a privilege for me to have this young lady with me, because the program targets young ladies from the age of 15 right up until once you're ready to share that journey of waiting and you believe that it will impact another person's life. And of course, we have been learning week after week, Sunday after Sunday, that no experience is the same. However, what has to be shared can really make a difference in the life of somebody out there. And you all would have heard me say this before. A testimony is so important. You never know what it can do for someone who may be at the verge of giving up. And so this evening, my honor and my privilege is to have this young lady. She's a makeup artist, an agriculture graduate with a passion for beauty and business, building her own successful venture in the beauty industry. And she is none other than Miss Baptiste. And I want to just share something with you all too as well. For a period of time, she volunteered with the organization Tema International, serving as our office administrator. And so it's such a great honor to have you with us this evening. Welcome, and you can put on your camera, and I am going to mute my mic. Welcome, and go ahead and share your journey of waiting. I'm so looking forward to this.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Having you on. Go ahead.
Sorry. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for having me on this segment this evening, Mrs. Beaumont. My name is Baptiste, like she would have said, and let me share with you one or two events that took place in my life, right? The first one is when I wanted to start my business. Now, this isn't my first business. However, this year I wanted to venture into makeup and braids, right? This all started when my contract at my previous job ended. And obviously I need another job to be able to make money and to live and to move around. So I do have skills in doing makeup, doing hair, braiding to be specific. And I wanted to put that into use, at least for the time being, until God blesses me with a job. Because I do have a degree in agriculture and entrepreneurship. So after my contract ended, I prayed to God, and I waited some months. I put pen to paper. I thought about it. I thought of ideas and how I could go about launching my new business in braids and in makeup. And of course, it took time. It also took money that I didn't have, which was one of my major setbacks because I didn't have the funds, right? And it so happened after praying and fasting, every now and again I fasted, uh, God answered my prayers. He was able to bless my mom with the money to be able to sponsor me some of the things that I have in my studio today, right? And not only that, he basically given me more than what I asked for, right? Because yes, I'm starting off my business and whatnot. I do need a place to be able to operate, to be able to do what I need to do in braids and makeup, right? I didn't have the space at home, so I had to go out of that to find somewhere to do my business, right? And I also looked for weeks. Different opportunities showed itself, and I was able to make my decision in picking a studio, right? And what I said before is that God gave me more than what I prayed for, right? He blessed me with, I think it was six or 7 months of um, free rent or rent free. So I'm renting my studio for free. Oh, I shouldn't even say renting because I'm not actually paying anything, but I am occupying a space for free up until a certain amount of time, and then I'll start paying rent. So that is how God intervened. He answered my prayers, gave me more than what I asked for. And I think I will quickly share another scenario or another thing that has happened in my life. So last year I applied for my driver's license, and I shouldn't really say last year, last 4 years, I applied for my driver's license when I had first gotten accepted from UTT, right? And I applied for it first year, first semester, and things didn't work out. I mean, I went to the test, I mean, not the test, the practices, and I paid my money for all of that and didn't even get a chance to do the actual test on the road simply because I had final exams and the dates were clashing. So obviously I have to pick my exam because I wasn't going to do over no course. So that was the major reason why. So I said, when I'm finished with my degree, then I'll have time to focus on that. Last year I finished my degree and I put all my focus into it, did everything all over again, and got down to doing the actual test on the road and failed. To me, that was a horrible failure because I didn't even get a chance to reach out on the road yet. I failed while in the box doing the 3-point turns and reversing and all of that. So I was quite disappointed. And I went back to book another day, and they told me I have 2 weeks, 2 weeks minimum to come back to do the test. And some told me to like double the 2 weeks, so a month. I gave myself a month, but this time I was able to practice without any official school. So it was just my boyfriend and I, my dad and I. So I got even more practice on the Nations Road, on the highway and whatnot, and that actually boosted my confidence. So next time when I had my test, I went in there confident But there's one thing that I did, I believe it was the day or 2 days before the actual exam. And I decided to fast and pray for one day, 6 to 6, and to also go the extra mile in creating a fake driver's license. I found a old passport size picture of myself. I looked up on Google what the driver's license is supposed to look like, the Trinidadian driver's license is supposed to look like, and I draw up a small fake cardboardish um, driver's license and stuck my face right where it's supposed to be. So I held on to that, and that even made me feel like, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to pass this. I'm actually going to pass this exam. And I actually took that fake driver's license that I made with me to the exam. So it was in my bag. So I keep keeping at it, looking at it, anticipating the fact that I'm going to walk out of the license office with my driver's license. And so said, so done. The test, some reason I feel like God, like he covered me with his peace or something, because there were so many chaos going around my environment while driving. The examiner, the way how he was speaking to me, if it was somebody else, they would have probably got flustered and failed or whatever. But somehow, it was more like a peace and calmness, and those chaos and whatever it is that was trying to distract me, it just wasn't working. So that is how God showed up for me while I waited for my driver's license, and while I waited for the funds that I needed to start my beauty business. Thank you, Mrs. Blument.
Bija, I was just listening to you and I was just can't help but look at you. A little distracted there. I didn't hear your closing remarks there. I was thinking while you were speaking, I said, she was lucky no one caught her trying to make a fake license. Just a humor. But I was so interested, yeah, amazing things to achieve a goal. And, meeting you over the last few years, I know that you are a planner and you do things in a sequence. Would you like to share a little bit of how you're planning in terms of not just from your business and driver's permit accomplishment, but tying it into your entire life as a young person with other young persons that you want to see, and even more senior persons being able to use this principle of planning, which gives you a better performance in the long run. If you could share a little bit on that for us, please.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, you may have known this. I like to be organized and I like to plan beforehand, right? Because I do not like embarrassment and I do not like not knowing what is next, right? Because when that happens, you start moving like a headless chicken. I just don't like to operate like that. So planning, for me, planning is not only just pulling out pen and paper. I take planning to another level, right? I try to include board. So part of my planning is going to board. I plan to go to board. I plan what it is I want to tell him or what it is I want to ask him. I plan on sharing whatever it is that I need his assistance in or his intervention in. So that is how I do that. Planning is not just writing down what you're going to do for the day, what you're going to accomplish for the week. You know, part of my planning is choosing God and choosing to have him in the midst, right? Because you can actually put pen to paper and ain't get anything done, or things don't, things don't get executed and stuff like that. But I've came to realize once you include God, things just run smoothly, even if things doesn't run how you imagine it to be. It doesn't affect you that much, right? Because somehow God does cover us with his peace, cover us with his calmness. Sometimes he even shows us what is more important, you know? So this is what I would like to share with you guys. Yes, you can put pen and paper together, but you need to put God on your list as well. Because if God not there, and if it is you not going to him for help, you may think that you don't need help. But if it is you don't need help, think about it this way. If it is you don't need help, then that means you don't need God. Right? And then you'll start running into trouble with God because he will show you that you need him. Right? So instead of going through all that, put God on your list. Show him what it is you need to get done, what it is you need to accomplish, show him your goals, and just leave the rest to him. He will work things out.
Thank you so much. I'm just really soaking what you're saying. It's not too late to be able to accomplish your goals, to be able to plan and see it come to pass. One of the Psalms, I think, of Proverbs says, commit your ways unto the Lord and he will bring it to pass. And in terms of your business, how is that? How has that been thus far? How long has it been since you started, and the registration process, and how is it for you? Did you make a mistake, or are you in your purpose as it relates to utilizing that degree in entrepreneurial skills? Tell us a little bit about that, please.
Okay. I didn't hear everything that you just said, but I think I heard. I don't know. I think you should repeat.
Sure, I was saying in terms of your planning and all of that, I was talking about the scripture that talks about committing your plans to the Lord and he will bring it to pass. Because sometimes people sit down and twiddle their fingers, or they just think, imagine, dream, and do nothing about what they want to be able to accomplish. Write it down as you say, but nothing happens. It doesn't go further than that. And having seen that you have been on a business plan, you have got your business registered, how are things going? How are you excited? Are you in your purpose? How are you utilizing that degree in entrepreneurial skills? You know what I mean?
Yes, you was breaking up in between, but I think I heard and understand what you're saying. So before starting my business, I wrote out a yearly plan, or my first year. Or my first year should look like, what I want to accomplish in that first year, what I want to do in that first year, what are my main goals, what what is most important to me, while doing my business. So things are running smoothly. However, there were some hiccups where um things just wasn't going according to what I have planned, right? You know, I'm still in the stages of building my clientele. Somehow I thought that it would have happened faster than I imagined, but that is something that I'm still working on. My business isn't registered as yet, so I still have to work on that. Those are the two main things: clientele and business registration, right? So yes, I am putting God first in my plans, hoping that He comes through for me. I know He will come through for me, right? But before starting this business, I spoke to God. I've told him numerous times that I have a degree in agriculture, right? I can't just go to school for 4 years and not use that degree. You have to be mad, right? And it's something that I keep saying over and over. I keep telling God, like, yes, I have my degree, but I also want a job in the field of what I've studied. But I also want to be able to use my skills, right? Which is makeup and doing hair. And for the past, more than 10 years, ever since I was in secondary school, I've always been somebody who was doing something at the side, right? So yes, I had school to focus on, but I was doing some kind of hustle at the side to be able to make money. That is the kind of person I am, right? So that didn't go as planned because I wanted my full-time job first and then to look in to starting my business, right? And just making the both of them work however I could work, right? Even if it's just, on weekends, I do my hustle, right? Just give me 1 minute so this car can pass.
Sure, I know it can be when we're doing these live. Oh my goodness. I said I know it can be when we are doing these live, the sound in the background is a bit distracting. But as you go, going to conclude as well, please share with us, give some of inspiration to some young people as well who may be on that pathway. And I know you said this is what I said, yeah.
Can you repeat?
On that. Yeah, I'm saying I'm going to be closing up your remarks and sharing ways. It's so encouraging. Somebody is listening, and even though your business is not fully registered as yet, you are on that pathway to making sure that you make it happen. And that you want what you study to work for you. Don't plan to us on the script. Plans change. Plans can be improved, yeah? You're missing some of my words?
Yeah, the last part I didn't hear it. I just heard closing remarks.
Yeah, plans can change, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Be able to stick with the general idea of what you want your goals to be. Yeah. So if you have something you would love to share and leave with players like yourself now developing out of university and wanting to be able to accomplish their assignment, their plan, their goals, go ahead. This is your time as well to put that into the closing.
Yeah, so my advice to women my age or women in general, right? Like I've said before, including God should be something on your list. And to be honest, it should be at the top of your list, right? Because like Mrs. Blument had just now said that plans can change, right? And if you're more a person like me, I don't like when plans change. I don't like to go off course. I just get frustrated and stressed, right? But I've found that once you include God in whatever you are doing, include God in your plans, your goals, your anything, when you include God, when plans change, it will everything will just come together. You'll see why God changed your plans. You'll see why it is your plans needed to change. You'll see what should have been your top priority and nothing that shouldn't be your priority. Just give me 1 minute for this van to pass. Just 1 minute. Okay, so I will leave off by giving you guys some encouragement. Um, with somebody who has a degree and have skills and talents, it won't hurt, or you won't lose anything if you just start now, right? Everything else will fall into place. Everything else will come, right? Like I said, once you keep God where you need to keep God, which is including Him and going to Him for everything, everything will work out. But you also need to keep in mind that yes, plans do change, and most likely it is according to God's will. He changed your plans for a reason. He changed your course for a reason, you know. And once you keep him there, he will keep you safe. He will keep you at peace. He would work things out for your benefit.
Thank you so much, Abija, and I really appreciate and honored this evening to have had you on Women in Waiting 23. We are really grateful to God for what He is doing in your life, and we declare God's success over your business venture and that you will continue to grow and excel. He will send the right connections for you as well. And to those of you connecting with the replay, please know that we had with us this evening a young lady out on her endeavors of accomplishing her business passion and also her love for agriculture. So we declare God's success again to you, and to those of you who support us every Sunday. God bless you. Have a great week ahead until we meet again with another phenomenal woman sharing her journey of waiting. Abija, just one more question I have to ask you. How long did it take for you to discover that you wanted to do makeup artistry and braids and stuff? How long did you take before you
But I
discovered?
actually grew up playing in makeup. So I
Okay.
reached the point myself a self-taught makeup artist that I've been doing makeup or playing in makeup since before the age of 10 years old. So I've actually learned by um watching YouTube videos, trial and errors, um, thinking some makeup look good when it actually wasn't looking good. I went through that phase, right? It's not until 2019 my mom suggested that I go and get an actual certificate to show, hey, I'm a makeup artist, right? And I believe it was last year or 2 years ago, I did a course in braiding. Kind of always used to be, doing braiding. I would just do my hair and that was it. Or my mom's hair and that was it. But I was more doing makeup back then than here. So I would say for makeup, more than 10 years now. And for braids, I would say like 6 months of actually start doing actual people who's not family members. So yeah.
So thank you so very much. So it pays to stick with your dreams, and parents, ladies out there, you're looking at your children and you are seeing them doing some stuff. Encourage them, motivate them, and keep that dream alive. My grandson loves building, and he always building some block or drawing some stadium and telling me about this the World Cup trophy now and catching it for me and all those sorts of wonderful things. So as you see the dream within your children, push them, inspire them, encourage them. Big shout out to your mom and her support and your family as well, encouraging you on. And again, great success to you. Again, this has been Women in Waiting 23. And I'm your host saying good evening. And God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. God bless you, everyone. Bye.